So let's talk about Rahu and Ketu. These are the invisible forces, the ones that are kind of quietly guiding our destiny from behind the scenes. You know that feeling, right? That pull towards something you just can't resist, like this deep ambition or hunger for something more. And you just can't shake it. And then, maybe even on the same day, you feel the total opposite. This urge to just let go of everything that wants to find you, to shed that old skin. Well, that push and pull you feel, that internal tug of war, it's not just in your head. It's not random. In Vedic astrology, that whole dynamic, it has a name. So here's what we're going to cover. We'll start with that invisible push-pull and a really cool serpent's tail. Then we'll get into what your karmic axis is, the cosmic chimers that set things off, how to find your balance, and finally, how to actually walk your path. All right, first up, a serpent's tail. To really get what these forces are all about, you've got to go back to the origin story. It's this ancient myth that, believe it or not, holds the key to the math. Okay, so the legend goes like this. There was this celestial serpent, an asura, who got split right in two during this epic divine battle. The head? That became Rahu, forever hungry, always wanting more. And the tail? That became Ketu, the part that remembers everything and, crucially, knows when to let go. But here's the wild part. This isn't just a story. There's real astronomy behind it. Rahu and Ketu aren't actual planets. You can't see them with a telescope. They're mathematical points, these invisible spots in space where the moon's path crosses the sun's path. These are literally the eclipse points. And that image of the head and tail, it's the perfect metaphor. Rahu, the head, is all about that hunger for the future. It's obsession, desire, pushing into new territory. And Ketu, the tail, that's our past. It's what we've already mastered, but also what we need to detach from and release. So let's bring this down from the cosmos and into your life. This push-pull creates what we call your karmic axis. And why karmic? Because it basically lays out the big lesson your soul is here to learn in this lifetime. It has a huge psychological impact on your journey. So, what does this actually feel like in your day-to-day? Well, Rahu feels like an itch you can't scratch. It's that relentless ambition, that craving for something new. And Ketu? Ketu feels like déjà vu. It's your comfort zone. It's the stuff you're already amazing at, your natural talents. But it's also where you can get really, really stuck. Okay, let's get concrete with an example. So in astrology, your chart is split into 12 houses. Think of them as different areas of your life. Let's say someone has Rahu in their 10th house, which is all about career and your public image. That means their Ketu is opposite, in the 4th house of home and private life. So what's the life lesson here? It's all about balancing those two worlds. Their soul is pushing them hard towards a public mission, toward building something big out in the world. But they can't just abandon their roots. The trick is to use their home as a sanctuary that refuels them, not a cage that holds them back. Okay, here's another classic example you might recognize. The 7th house of relationships versus the 1st house of me, myself, and I. This whole axis is about that constant dance between who you are on your own and who you are with other people. For someone with this axis, the journey is all about moving from a me-first default to a we-built collaboration. The real growth, the juicy stuff, happens when they learn how to truly partner up, negotiate, and commit. So you don't get hit with these big life lessons all at once. That would be a lot. Instead, they get activated by these predictable cosmic timers. Think of them as alarm clocks for major life changes. And there are a few key ones to watch. Every 18 months or so, the nodes switch signs and our collective focus shifts. Then, around 18, 37, 55, you get your nodal return, which is a huge moment for a life course correction. And then you have the dashas, or planetary periods, an 18-year Rahu dasha and a 7-year Ketu dasha. When those hit, these themes become front and center in your life. No ignoring them then. Okay, so once you know all this, that's when the real work starts, right? The big challenge is walking this tightrope between Rahu's obsession and Ketu's, well, avoidance. It's all about finding that healthy balance in the middle. So let's talk red flags. If you're going too hard on the Rahu energy, you're going to feel it. Anxiety, that constant addiction to the next thing, chasing status. That's Rahu overload. So what are the balance moves? You gotta get grounded. Simple stuff like routines, breath work. And you need to find mentors and set some real ethical lines in the sand to channel all that ambition. And on the flip side, getting stuck in keto has its own red flags. You might feel numb, isolated, maybe even cynical about everything. The biggest risk is just complacency. So the way out is to re-engage. Get involved in your community. Do some service. Reconnect with your body, your creativity. Get your hands dirty. Look, the big takeaway here is that there's no good node or bad node. It's not a competition. Think of it as your own personal curriculum for becoming a fully mature human. The final exam is learning how to hold both desire and attachment at the same time. All right, so how do you actually use this, like today? Let's turn all this cosmic talk into a simple, practical roadmap. Okay, 4 steps. 1, figure out which houses your Rahu and Ketu are in. 2, name your Ketu superpower, the thing you're naturally good at. And then get real about the danger of staying stuck there. 3, define one small, doable experiment you can try that moves you toward your Rahu. And 4, super important, set up those grounding rituals so you don't burn out from the chase. And as you do this, just keep this in your back pocket. Your Ketu is what you know, but your Rahu is where you grow. You have to go where you're a beginner again, because that's where the magic happens. Growth, it lives in the discomfort. So really, it's simple. Rahu is pulling you forward. Ketu is helping you let go of yesterday. So the question I want to leave you with is this. Where is that discomfort in your life pointing? Where is it asking you to go next?